over live, they said. Why don't you go live, they said. So I did. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome to it. It's another edition of the Triple T. I just fucked up and did a J Hayes thing. Another edition of the Triple T, Tasty Teardown Tuesdays or Thursdays, or in this instance, a special edition Saturday, because I am blown away and excited and super stoked to have this. Amazing. So, this is the Pulse AIO Kit from Tony V Projects in collaboration with Vandy Bape. They sent this to me so that I could fiddle and play and work some magic on some custom goodies for it. So we're going to get into it next week. I just thought I'd show you guys what it is and what it's about, and whether or not it's going to be one of those devices that knocks the socks off of the world. What's up, my man? How you doing? Brent Wood. And Shabir Jusub, you're also in here. Ryan Evans. Guys, just tell me about sound, anything like that. If it's all good in the hood, let me know, please. Hello, hello. Yeah, I don't know why it comes through double again, but anyway, it's there. I'm good, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. Hey, Alex, what's happening, Mr. Klopper? Yeah, all good. My side sound is good. I know a couple of weeks ago I had some shitty sound for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I've got my toolkits out. So you're going to need a T5 spigot bit or spline bit for this. If you're familiar with what small tiny screws go on the abyss and a billet box and things like that. Same screw. They've gone with looks like the T5 for everything, so that's pretty damn good. A little bit rainy in Durban today. I'm not going to rush through this one. I want it to take an hour because I want to give this device the most in-depth review, sort of a review, unboxing that I can. The teardown. Everybody loves a teardown. I've got a scale here. I have my vernier, so if you guys have any questions about the product as we're going through it, we can have a good chat. Just remember, vaping saved my life. As always, VPA, the Vapasa, Vapor Product Association of South Africa, is always looking for help, is always looking for your signature, is always looking for a little bit of support. So please do those things, call to actions and stuff like that. Guys, vaping always needs the upper hand in this industry that changes so often. Vaping Saved My Life is under management of Kurt Yao. That's his profile, and he works alongside with the VPA SA, Vapasa. So go find them on Facebook, go find them on Instagram and stuff like that. Give them a follow, just a bit of encouragement, like, comment, do whatever you can just to show that you as a vapor are interested in what they're doing and that you appreciate the help that they are giving us. It's very important that we do this advocacy, and I know some people don't really enjoy too much advocacy, but if we don't have it, it's not going to be a good thing. So Ryan Evans, should all good. Cloud Lane, what's up, Cloud Lane? How you doing? I know my cameras keep focusing weirdly because I normally film at night, so I've got massive windows in the office here that's just bringing in the saturating light, and so we'll just have to work with it the way it is. Everall Graham, how you doing? Ryan Evans, love that hat. Yeah, that's the Obey Robot, guys. We got the website up and running about a month ago. We just had a Cracker Black Friday specials. So go have a look if you like anything high-end, customized billet box and things like that. So we do these doors and the button for the billet box. Whoops, wrong side. We'd also do the internal, the Boro boxes. Boro box, the thing that goes inside is a bridge. A bridge. Okay, so we're going to get into that now because people don't understand. Maybe some people aren't familiar. This is a Boro box. It's like an RTA, but it's not glass, and it goes inside the mod. It doesn't sit on the top of it. And I don't know who named it Boro, but it's a Boro box, and you have multiple different types of bridges that fit inside of a Boro box. And that was first used in a device called a billet box. So that'll lead on to what we're going to talk about here, because billet boxes are super high end, worth every cent. If you can find one, if you can get one, they aren't cheap, but they are awesome. They're made with super good quality DNA chips. And there's so many guys, hundreds of people doing customization for it. You can really make that device your own. And it takes an 18650 battery. Now we have the Pulse AIO kit, which I'm actually so super pissed about, but so happy at the same time. Chester Griffin, what's happening, my friend? Craig Howie, hey bro, how you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, very good. Ryan Evans, rare, can't find one. Yeah, Billet Box does their drops on a Saturday morning, USA time, so you have to have some fast fingers in order to buy a brand new one. If you're going to look for like a second-hand one, like I bought mine second-hand, I think it was like $3,500, which is a good deal, I think. Yeah, not everyone's got $3,500. So, the Pulse AIO, it's going to be something to mess with. Regan, good morning, brother. How's it hanging? Down and to the left, I suppose. A little bit rainy in Durban, but it's pretty cool. I feel like I'm doing... Have you guys seen on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, this bloody idiot that cuts a cake and he puts Skittles on top of a cake and then he says in a jar, and then he talks for like 14 minutes about, okay, I'm going to open it now, but first, oh, no. So fucking irritating. Guy gets like 4 million views, gets paid by Facebook and YouTube for the stupid shit that he does. But I watched it. I watched probably 12 minutes and then I was like, realized what was happening. And it's just a clickbait type of thing. Every time you open it and then you see it's only 14 minute long video. But I was like sitting there waiting for this, like, what is like, not ASMR. What is it when it's visual? ASMR when it's like good sounds. Oh, fuck, it's so irritating. But the guy gets his views. I mean, he's got thousands of followers. He knows how to work the algorithms. That's what I'm saying. What's happening here? Robert Horn. Hello, Mr. TK. Oh, what's happening, my brew? What's happening is we got a little treat in the post. Yeah. A sample project. It's a sample box. But I believe I spoke to Tony, and this is the actual one that will be going out to everyone. You can see that's a sample sticker that's been added on. Normally they print sample across here. So when it's printed across, that is the sample. So it might not be the actual retail version. But because we've got a little sticker here, because sometimes customs can be a dick. So when Vandy Bape phoned me and said they want to send it, I said, please make sure that it's got samples on the box, samples on the invoice, samples on the packet. Otherwise, customs wants to charge me like 9 million rand to bring in a device that's supposedly for free for review. I've got to do work with it. Yeah, good morning. Bez Melon? Robert, yeah, dude, I promise you want one. I'm not trying to hype this shit up. I'm just telling you that with a little bit of experience I have in the industry, the Pulse AIO is going to kick ass in this industry. It's insane. I designed this. I've got a drawing of this thing. I sound like Jay Hayes. I've got a drawing of a 21700 billet box, blah, 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 blah. Tony phoned me like a month ago. And you know when a conversation starts off with, hey. So he like WhatsApped me, hey. And I was like, oh shit, what's going on now? So I'm like, hey, back, what's up? And he goes, I need to call you. So I'm like, oh shit, am I in trouble for something? Have I done something wrong? And he called, but he video called. So I'm like, okay. And then I had sent him some other stuff. So he was just talking about the biltong that we sent and the aromat. He fucking loves aromat. And we were talking about that. So he was like, I was like, okay, cool, thanks. Yeah, no, I don't mind sending those out. I'll send you some more stuff soon. And he was like, I want to show you something. And he showed me this, and I sat there for an hour just going, oh my God, you've done it. And he's done it, and he's done it well. Very impressed. Brinny, what is up, Snorlax? How are you, my brother? I never sent you the socks. I'm just saying, it really wasn't me. But it's a great idea. I think I might cotton on to that. Just randomly send you shit. That'll be cool. Nick Bradley Sutton, what is happening? Good morning, dude. Yeah, it's morning. It's so weird. Normally I do these videos at night and I feel like I'm rushing it and I'm getting ahead of myself. Could I just take a sip of coffee for a second? Oh yeah, these caps, Ryan Evans, these caps are available on the obeyrobotstore.com. Now, the reason I'm mentioning Obey Robot so much is because Obey Robot is also going to be doing their own versions of customizations for this. And Bearded Viking will also do our own versions. Two different things, because we're going to make duplicate original parts in different colors for this. Obey Robot is going to make it completely different. Oh, I'm so excited. And yeah, obeyrobotstore.com is our website, because obeyrobot.com was taken for some reason, or we had to pay like $3,000 to get the name. So we're just like, no, we'll just add store to it and it's easy. So yeah, if you guys are looking for Obey Robot merch, and Obey Robot is already started working like a month ago on Tony B being our next celebrity, our next collab. So we've just done a month and a half or 2 months with Vaping Bogan, and we will continue to make products for Vaping Bogan. And now it's Tony's turn. So that's where we got involved with Tony and saying, hey, this and this, so we want to do this project with you, like we've done it with Bogan, and there will be other vape personalities involved in the future. And he said, well, yeah, I'd love to do that, but I want you to do it with the Pulse AIO kit instead. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Nick Bradley Sutton, it's 9 a.m. on a cold, wet Saturday morning in the UK. Well, Nick, surprise, surprise, it's just before 11 a.m. on a cold and rainy, wet Saturday in South Africa. But it's 23 degrees outside. Yeah. For us, it's cold and miserable and rainy. It's cloudy and there's wet stuff all over the growth. That's rain for us, but it is 23 degrees right now with light rain. So that's how we suffer in South Africa. On Tuesday, it was 32 or 34 degrees and raining. I think it went from 34 when the rain started, it went down to 32. And it rained for like an hour or two. So yeah, it's pretty warm. Yeah, we suffer here, you know, can't have everything. Oh, it turns out it was your family. Brenny says, it turns out it was my family secret Santa that was sent the socks. Oh, very cool, bro. Yeah, fuck 5 degrees, bro. No ways. You guys are mad. I was on my Patreon live on Tuesday or Thursday, and Neil McCullum, Mr. McCloudy, said that it was 1 degree where he is in the north of London. It was 1 degree. I couldn't do that. Hey, Paul, what's happening, dude? Haven't seen you in a long time. Well, I've waffled on for about 20 minutes or so. Should we maybe go downstairs and have a look and see what's in the basement? Let me just do some fancy camera tricky work here. Boom, 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 shaka-la. Look at that. ODB mat, because only sexiness needs to be on my tables. And there we go. So that's it. This is the box that you should be receiving it in. It's like a rainbow gold kind of thing. Never mind the camera freaking out. It does that from time to time. Tony B Projects. Obviously, learn more about this product. Vandy Vape's website, Shenzhen. The color on here is frosted white, batch number, serial number. No scratch and sniff on this one. Vandy Vape, blank, Tony B. Vandy Vape, Tony B Projects, Pulse AIO Kit. And on the reverse side, we have Pulse AIO Kit, Main features. Now, these are their main features. Who am I kidding? I gotta put these things on. You know what I'm saying? So they say their main features. I'm gonna try and hold it still. Mesh pre-made coil tank, adjustable positive pin, easy to customize button and plates, Boro compatible, and tank works in most Boro style mods. DIY RBA tank with curved airflow suitable for large and small coils, 21700, 2700 and 18650 with adapter compatible. 80 watt maximum with wattage, temp control, voltage and bypass. The product includes 1. Pulse AIO device, Pulse AIO DIY pod, Pulse AIO pod, which is for your sub-ohm coils, 2 VVC coils, not BVC coils, it's VVC coils, 1 wrench, 1 times 24 gauge NR80 coil at 0.4 ohms, 1 accessory bag, 1 coil lead builder, 1 instructional manual, 1 QC type sub C USB port, blah blah blah, 1 times 18650 battery adapter. Keep the contents of this package out of reach of children, non-smokers and animals. So there we are. Let's see. Last week was Nick says -5, Ben says -6 with snow. Yeah, you guys can keep it. You guys can absolutely keep it. All right, so this is what the Pulse AIO kit looks like. Never mind that little piece there. It was attached to something over there, but you know me. I pulled it apart and then I was like, you know what? Maybe it's fair that I should show this to the rest of the world in all its glory, because I'm probably not going to be able to vape this thing for a couple weeks because it will be in pieces all over my desk. Like everything that comes in, I strip it down to bare nuts. So this is the frosted clear version. And I want to say the first thing about this. Should we go through the box? So that's the device. This. Should we go through the box? So that's the device. I'm going to try and keep my hands steady as possible. It's got very similar billet box kind of doors. Magnets on. Okay. And then this metal piece here, you can unscrew. There's a tool inside here to unscrew this, where you're going to change that button should you have a sample button or a customized button. Very clicky. 80 watt device. So nice to see that you can see all the inners and the workings of it. Also, the back end door is another Pulse a billet box style door with a little curve to it. I think if we put it up against a billet box, obviously for certain reasons, it is slightly wider so that we can fit a 21700 battery in there. Height is impeccably the same, perfect height. You can see there, slightly wider. And I know I'm comparing it to a billet box quite a bit, but that's what it is. It is comparable to the billet box. Slightly similar in features, but very different. Because this is going to be an affordable device. Now, here is one of the little tricks. Let me take this just apart a little bit. We'll go through what's in the box afterwards. So that button can come out and be customized. This whole panel that goes around here can come off and be customized. It's got very nice big screws. You can see that the screws aren't into the plastic. They're into like little brass. Can you see there? It's in little brass things. So it doesn't matter how many times you take the screw in and out, that still will be good unless you're silly and you strip it. Now, this side is the Pulse Boro box, the Pulse version of a Boro box. 21700 slot in the back so that you can pop the battery out easily. That is a feature that only billet box people will know is essential. And even here on the back, it's got a little slot where you could just use a tool to push your Boro box out. The main thing, well, not the main thing, one of the cool features is that the chip and the board is on the opposite side of where you put the Boro tank in. Now, the reason for that is sometimes these leak or they get precipitation. It runs down into the screen and then you have a problem. This one, it cannot leak into the chip because there's a piece of plastic that goes this way and this way, protecting the chip from the leaky tank if you've wicked it incorrectly. So that is a flippin' cool feature. This is pretty much the same as most Boro devices. I'm going to stop talking about billet boxes because a lot of Boro devices have this same lock nut. Your 510 drip tip goes inside here, and that's your Boro box. There we go. So comparable to another Boro tank, it is perfect in size, I think. Let's just check that. So this is a normal Boro tank if you're a billet box or a Boro enthusiast. Ta-da! It just drops in. And obviously it clamps down with that pin, but your vape snails, your 100 different other types of bridges that are available on the market, the box fits straight in. So if you don't like to use the one that comes supplied with the box, and I believe these will be sold separately, and there is in the box. This is for the sub-ohm device, sub-ohm coils. So that's the same thing. That just drops into there. If I do it properly. So there we go. Now, there is sometimes a little bit of play, and what I've seen is, if you can see, where am I? Let's get the light going. See inside there? See that screw head? Well, you put a screwdriver in from the top here, like so, and you can adjust that 510 pin to just keep your tank a little bit more snug. So that's a cool feature that they've added, because there has been some issues in the past with Boro tanks that are slightly taller, or bridges that are slightly shorter, and then they loosen there and they don't make a connection. Now you can use just about every Boro that there is on the planet. Whether it's a little bit shorter, it will fit now. Should we take that apart? Well, let's look at the rest of the box. So we've got a very, very cool 510 drip tip here. It has a little bit of a ring in it underneath there, so an apron. So when you put that on, this button that normally sits a bit proud kind of disappears because it sits right inside there. So it'll give the appearance that the drip tip is sitting completely flush on the device, which is a nice little feature, because you need this nut to be proud or to stick out a bit so that you can undo it. So that's pretty cool. Let's check if there's any questions. Last week, sharing is caring, come get some. You can keep all your cold, my bro. Chester, hello. Neil, Julian, what's up? The vessel Boro tank, yes, the Pulse vessel, like a blood vessel, like a Pulse. It carries oxygen, it carries things over. So I mean, I'm going to have to use this and then do a full review on each part. But right now, it's really just an unboxing idea. So your cotton sits through like that, a little bit backwards, because this one has 4 little holes. Let me see if I can pop it out. We have time to play around. We have. So that pops out like this. Very snug fit. So now your juice will be on the top half of the tank. And how does the juice get onto the coils? Well, those 4 little holes you see over there is where the juice will drip onto your cotton and carry on. It's got a little full port over here. As I said, I removed the little silicone thing because I want to see if I can make those. So that would normally go over there and plugged into the side like that. So very easy and clean way to fill it up. Dual-sided deck, so whichever way your legs are wrapped, you'll get it. Kind of got that 180-degree airflow around there. So I think it's pretty weighty. It's got a lot of oomph to it. And yeah, very, very well machined conical shape on the inside there. Flat head screws, very important to notice. Does it go? Oh, it only goes one way. How about that? Yeah, it only goes one way. Okay. And then it's got a seal over there and a seal over there. And it feels like, yeah, there's a slight step inside this box. I also noticed this little thing is slightly offset. And if you look at that, it's got like a half moon. It's probably not the best to show it on a clear thing, but here we go. You can see this side here as a little half moony thing. And that's not completely in the center. For some reason, they want you to use it in a particular fashion. I'm not sure why yet. Maybe it's just a branding thing. So that goes up in there, and it can only go in one way with Pulse where the full port is. And then that fits in there. So pretty good fun. All around pretty good fun. All right. This is the other vessel, or this is the sub-ohm version. So I see there's a sub-ohm coil inside there already. It does come, the box does come with a spare sub-ohm coil. It's a VVC 60, so it's 0.6, suggested 18 wattages. This one is a VV30, which is 0.3 and 30 to 45 watts. So that's probably the one I would use. Got an 18650 battery adapter, pretty standard for a device that is 21700 nowadays. And then we got, oh, come on. And we got some more things. So Type-C USB charging. Now, I want to talk about this. Type-C USB charging. I would never charge a battery through a device. For me, I feel like there's too much current running through the board back to the battery. I would say that this is more for software upgrades and things like that. If you're into techie sort of modding up the screen, I don't know if you can do that, but yeah, I wouldn't charge a device with a USB cable, especially having the current running backwards through the board into the battery. I think it's puts too much work onto the chip. Maybe if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere and you just need a vape, you can do it once or twice, but I wouldn't regularly do it. I wouldn't do it daily. I would definitely have an external charger. We have a little spares bag. It's got a couple of extra spare of those square O-rings that goes inside there. The blue screwdriver. Everyone in the whole vaping world has about 20 of those blue screwdrivers. This is the little tool. I'll show you now what it's for. I think it had 2 uses, but I know it's for taking the button off. We'll show that. Lead leg cutter. So it says a 7mm leg. So it's got a little indicator where you should cut your legs, the legs off of your coils. NR80 coil, 24 gauge, 0.4 ohm, 6 rep, ID 2.5s. 2 of them. Nice. All right. And then last but not least, is your Vandy instruction Pulse AIO Kit instruction manual in English, and English. There we go. It's all in English. So it'll just tell you how to use bypass mode and things that like you don't really need to know. Just it's there. It's there. Somebody might need it someday. All right, let's get on to this little thing. So this is going to be the tear down part of the device where we start actually getting into the thick of it. So right now we've just taken out the 510 adapter, taken off the doors, 510 adapter, those are going over there, and we've taken the Boro tank out. Now this little tool, let's see, I need a sip of coffee and a vape, give me a second. Half pipe airflow. Tony likes skateboards. Yeah, half pipe airflow. That's so cool, dude. Yeah, Paul, it's the vessel, it's the Teflon drip tip, and half. Paul, you must do reviews, bro. Very similar to the Quick Bix. I don't know what a Quick Bix is. I don't think we have it here in South Africa. Really looks cool. Yeah, absolutely. 21700 is boss. Hopefully we get some software upgrade like the DNA and eScribe. other steps for customization? I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know. Cheers all for the views. Can't wait to get these with JC Drew. Jackie Drew. I can't, sorry, I've got something over my writing there. JC Drew. Okay, I see there. The tools of the put parts on the pipe 10 and the ring around the da-da-da-da. Yes, that was it. I remember now. The tool, the back end of the tool, is to remove your 510 adapter. Very clever. Let's see there. So the tool goes in like that. It's got little ears on it and you can unscrew that thing. Remember, finger tight everything. Just make finger tight. And then the other side of the tool fits over the metal part that holds the button in place. Very customizable features. If you're using a different color button, you can change your button out. Very quick and very simple to do. So you've got there drip tips, doors, borrow box, and a drip tip that you can customize. I think we should take it even further. So we have don't need the screwdriver part just yet. We do have a T5. So I've seen a few guys, or Tony already has removed this plate because he has multiples of this device. Now, you see, you don't want to lose the screws. You use the back of the door to keep the screws in place. You don't want to lose screws. So Tony's taken this panel off of a red one and put it on a green one, and he's done some other things there. Also, I know he took off the buttons. The little buttons come undone quite easily when you take this plate off. This is all customizing that you could do at home. All you need is a little Torx 5 size bit, and yeah, we're in for business here, I think. Let me just get a little pokey thing. I don't want to damage anything. I really don't want to damage anything. Ah, there we go. It kind of just lifted off there. Now, is that oh dear. So that ring actually comes free. It's got chamfered edges. So if you change that, you can still have the same method of putting the button back. That's pretty cool. That's some fucking clever foresight. So if you're changing to a custom panel, you have that already. So the custom panel will be the right size. That's pretty cool. Now, it's struggling to come out, and I don't want to break it. I haven't even used it yet, but there we go. Yeah, it came out pretty easy. Came out extremely easy, actually. So the buttons, I would imagine, because they've got this little silicone thing holding them together, the buttons would, yeah, you can, oh, it's not silicone, I think it's plastic. Oh, that is the buttons. And it looks like it's just welded on there, but with a heat. So that is actually the button. That holds the buttons in place. You would have to kind of break that off to put customized buttons in there. But I don't think it would be a mad thing. Let me see if I can get it up to the camera a little bit better for you. There we go. So that little thing that looks like a ship's anchor is hard plastic, the same plastic as the button, and it holds the buttons in place. So if you wanted to remove those buttons, you would have to, there we go, I've bent it. Oops, where'd the camera go? I've gone and bent it already now. But it's easy enough. So that just holds your buttons in place. So this whole piece could be remade, I think. BVC could definitely make that. Definitely. Minus the buttons, and we'll just sell separate buttons to go with that. So that's pretty promising. All right. And I think that is about as far as you want to take this custom for yourself. You know what? There's screws over here. I think I'm going to take those off as well. Because I have an inquiring mind and a very poor amount of self-control. So I'm going to take that apart a little bit further. There we go. The door's helping us with holding our screws together. The screen's pretty good. Yeah, very clicky buttons, quite nice. And that's glued into place. So because of the metal that's inside here, I don't think we'll be able to recreate the body, which is okay. There's enough toys to play with. See what else? It's a Boro box for the... Oh, so Chester said it looks like a Cubics. And the Cubics is... Where did it go now? It's a Boro box tank for the Aspire box. Oh, yeah, of course. Paul says you can make a lot of parts for this. Yeah, dude. We can make total kits for this thing. Obviously, I know what some of the other plans are for. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That actually could be made as well. So that and that could also be made. They fit perfectly into each other. Oh, it's just the thing that the housing that goes around there might be a bit of a mission. And there's like a little thing over here. That whole it goes there, and it holds this pin against where so your current, your positive or negative that runs up to this thread. It seems to be welded on, no? I need a flat thingy. But in the actual panel, it's got a little jutting out piece that holds it in place. I think it might be heated into place. Oh, look how long the magnets are, because they go all the way through the body. Okay, I see. That screw can come undone, which takes that piece out. That piece there goes through there. I don't think you want to strip it any more than that. That is, now you're starting to mess with things inside there, and if it doesn't work, then you don't have a warranty. So yeah, I wouldn't go further than taking it apart as much as this. But that's it. That's pretty cool. That is super cool. And then we can make those panels like that. You already would have that piece, so you just slot it into the back there and change your button. So you could basically change this whole panel, or just that panel, or just the buttons, these two buttons and the button in the middle, fairly easily. I mean, that button isn't too crazy. It's got some depth to it, but I think it's got a little black dot on there, which is just a bit of silicone that just makes it more of a softer click. Let's see that button. Yeah, but that button, I mean, already, that's quite a clicky button. So yeah, you don't need to have that silicone bit. You could certainly just cast that whole thing out of resin, I think. Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. Just this little thing with these buttons over here, that's perplexing. How did I break it? No, I didn't break it. I'm gonna break it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to break it. I would just take that off completely over there, so that I can change my two buttons. It looks like that anchor is part of those two buttons. It's all one piece, and then it's just been heat pressed onto there to stay in place, so you don't lose those little buttons. And when you're fitting it back together like this, you don't. Yeah, very cool. I don't know what else to say. It is an amazing device. 21700, Boro compatible with a whole bunch. Now Boros, if you guys know, there's hundreds. There's a good 50 different Boro pieces that fit inside an original Boro box, and that just drops straight in there, and I think it's going to be absolutely fabulous to use. I love the fact that the Boro box compartment is completely separate from the chip, because that's a problem when the juice runs out into the board. There's two chips inside here, two boards inside here. This thing's a bit bloody clever. Oh, maybe I should have turned it on. So I believe the batteries go in upside down, positive to the bottom. So I've got a ODB wrap that's already upside down, and that's what your chip looks like. Never been, see, puff counter, 0, never ever been used. I only got this yesterday. 1 watt increments, which is quite nice. And then I'm sure there will be a function of touching 2 buttons together and you will get your other options of like bypass mode or temperature control or things like that. So yeah, immediate on, which is one of the features I love. When you put a battery in, you don't have to click the button 3-5 times. It is immediate on. That's a very cool feature. I like the fact that they've done that. Cool. Very easy to get the battery out. 21700s at 30 watts is going to last you like 6 days. Well, don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think it's a really, really flipping cool device. Okay. So that's it. Just short of an hour. We can chat for a bit, make it short. It's an hour, but Tony B, Vandy Vape, you guys fucking rock. You've done an awesome job on this. Hi. So yeah, I think it's bloody brilliant. I hope to get this mod back together again in the next couple of weeks so I could use it. But for now, all those bits and pieces are going to go down to the workshop and we'll see what we can make. It's very cool. It's very cool. What do we got here? Amardine Huel, what is happening, my friend? Could make... okay, Paul says you can make a lot of parts. Paul says, clever. Use the magnets on the door to hold the screws. Always, bro. Always. You could make buttons different to fit without the anchor. Maybe wider, flatter, with the base. Of course, squishy. Yes. You've got a right idea. I've got a very tickly nose. Here lurking. Just putting the build on the Poets RDA. The clear unit looks very cool on gear. Yeah. I think it's we got a clear one and a black frosted. So it's also, this is clear frosted and we got a black frosted. Craig took the black frosted because I wanted the clear one. Yeah, so Aio Robot has the black frosted one. I have the clear frosted one, and maybe we'll swap parts one day. But I doubt it, because we're going to make stuff. We're going to make so much stuff with this. It's going to be amazing. What's good, Mensa? VF Vape Show. Love the teardown. What is going to be the first custom you release? I'm ready. Well, we need to work on these doors for a second. There's going to be a lot. As far as what, definitely buttons. This plate here, the 2 buttons for it, and the button that goes in the middle, that'll come out very quickly. These pieces, probably, maybe these 2 pieces together, I just don't know if it's going to be easy enough to do in resin. We'll have to see about that. Possibly, very possibly. That's my optimistic version of I don't know, possibly. So yeah, we could probably do those together like that. And then the center button for it. Doors have been a problem for Bearded Viking for a long time. That's why we've got Aio Robot, because we got a robot at Aio Robot. We just bought a fuck off big CNC machine, which is it's going to make these doors. So yeah, definitely going to have some fun things. I'm going to see if we can make this Boro box cover. Again, I don't know if the resin's going to handle the temperature on the bottom half of it. Maybe not. Maybe. Don't know. We'll have to play around and see. And drip tips. I think we'll try and do the drip tip from BBC side as well. And make some special ones for Aio Robot to sell as well. Custom sets, colors and things like that. Thank you. Very excited for this. Yeah, me too, dude. I want to like put it back all together now and then use it and strip it down on Monday. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'll use it for the weekend and then I'll strip it down and put it back together for Monday. I'm definitely going to do that, because what's the point of having these cool toys if you don't cool toy with it? I'm not a collector as such. That's what gets sticky. There's the door going back on over the magnets. Let's see, what you vaping on, Brent? Oh, right now I know everyone thinks that like I should have these really cool vape devices and stuff, but tell you, I've got the, what's this thing? The Argus GT. Look how beat up it is. This is it's a device for the workshop that I just never put down. It's got the oversized overhang for days on the Trilogy by Vandy, Vapors Cloud. 85 watts, BVC 42, 3mm coils inside here. I believe I put the 3mm inside. And I am vaping on, I don't have the bottle with me, it's in the car, the TKO Vanilla Milk, because that shit's groovy. Yeah, that's what I'm vaping on. And the Abyss. The Abyss, what juice did I put in here? Well, I'll tell you now. Oh, Omega from Hazeworks, because it's a nice tobacco-y thing that's not too tobacco-y and hits your throat. On the Flow V2 with a special mini alien coil by Bearded Viking Customs, of course. 36 watts, 18650 battery, 4 days, loving it. No more pods, no more Nick salts, no more MTL, I think, for now. Brent, do it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put it back together. But I think, to be all fair, I'm gonna put the sub-ohm coil in there. The one that actually came in the whole kit, I'm gonna put that. I just need to find out which juice I'm gonna put in it, and then I'll do some photos and put it up on the tweets, on the Instadoodle, the gram thing. I don't even know how to take this thing apart. Oh, whoops. Okay, you need a little tool. That's the AFC ring I just pulled off. Yep. All right. Brent Palmer, do it. Yes, I have read, and I can't wait to get some casting customs for it. Sharp, my bro. Thank you very much. FV Vape Show. Yeah, just use it, dude. You know what? I've got a beer pong. I've got a beer pong tournament this afternoon, and I can't take this with because it'll get destroyed. I'll take my knock around. So I'm going to set it up. I'm going to have a little toke on it. And yeah, I'll probably do an Instagram story about how it vapes or something like that. Not really into sub-ohm, so I'm not hopeful for that. Might be surprised. Cool. Not really a question for this live. Will you be making anything for the Vipon Tata? It needs a door and tip. FV Vape, you are more than welcome to email me at beardedvikingcustoms@gmail.com or brent@obeyrobotstore.com, either one of those email addresses, and we'll have a look and see. Yeah, you know, like what happens is what we can customize is what we get in our hands in South Africa. So I've never heard of that thing before, and it might be a super popular device where you live. But if it hasn't made it to the South African shores, we wouldn't customize it because we don't know about it. You're more than welcome to ask questions about it. We'll find if we could source one here in South Africa, or you can send me one, and then we'll make some doors and we'll do whatever customs we can for it for you. And we don't charge any extra to do our customs. It's a standard pricing all the way around. But yeah, it's worth asking the question, my friend. Dude, are you coming to Cape Town in the new year? I actually am. I'm going to be spending about 3 weeks in February in Cape Town because I want to take a little holiday, and yeah, we've got a flat down in Milnerton. So yeah, going to take down the kids and everything, try and run the business remotely. It's just a little test and trial for some other things. So yeah, gonna definitely be down in Cape Town February for 3 weeks. Oh, Julian's asking a question. Brent Palmer is the king of ... Everyone can finish the sentence of them for themselves. It's dropping this week, so that Vipon Tata is dropping this week. I'll send you mine. Cool, yeah. Send it to me and just email me bettervikingcustoms@gmail.com. Pretty easy. Julian says, customs. Brent Palmer is the king of customs. King of customs. Cool. So, if we're done, everybody say goodbye. It's been 50 minutes. I think that's been quite an in-depth assumption, as accumulation of... I'm pretty sure everyone knows completely how the AIO works right now, I believe, if I've done my job correctly. So it struggles to go over the magnets a little bit, but once they go over, it clicks in place. Pretty damn flippin' cool, dudes. Pretty damn cool. Alright, well, we've got 12 viewers. When it drops below 10, then I'll know to end the live. Otherwise, I'm just going to start putting this thing back together a little bit here. Gently. Finger tight. Just remember, finger tight. Something that I have to explain to people quite often. Whoops. And you know, when you're screwing a screw in, turn it half a turn backwards first, and you'll feel it click into place, and then you can turn it and you'll know that it's going into the right groove. The threads are lined up. Too often I have small screws like this where people are like, oh, I've cross-threaded it, which means the threads weren't lined up with each other, and they just powered through and just gave it all they could and fucked it up. And then ask me if I can take out the screw, or can I get them another set of screws. And now I've fucked up because there's longer and shorter screws. I need to do some homework here. I see the error of my ways. Yeah. So much shorter screws. Oh dear. Be very careful. Now, when you're putting your screws onto the back of the magnets on the doors, put them in such a sequence that you open them in clockwise. So start at the top on the right-hand side. Take out the next screw, take the next screw clockwise like that, and put it the same way on the door, and then you'll always know that it's in the right alignment. I didn't do that, so it's going to take me a few minutes to put this back together. So I'm going to just line up screws. Those two are tiny mini little screws. There's 3 tiny mini little screws. There's 2 really long ones, 3 really long ones, and then 1 random that's not, well, it's in between all of that. So how am I going to work out which one goes where? Oh well. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, I think we're going to close it off here. Great live. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chester. Appreciate that, bro. So you're basically screwed. I'll work it out, Amadine. Don't stress. It'll grow back, dude. It always grows back. Always do a gentle screw. Yeah, screw gently. Unless she likes it a bit rough, then you're welcome to. Good morning, Mr. Palmer. Garen Brown. Hello, sir. Vincent Thornton. Brent Palmer. Yes. Ah, bugger. Yes, we're finished. We're done. You're going to have to go back and watch from the beginning. Don't ask questions because it's not live anymore. I keep on getting, like 3 days later, getting people asking questions on a live that was 3 days before. And I'm like, guys, it was live. I'm not there anymore. I can't. Like, why aren't you replying to me? I've asked this question 3 times. I fucking don't know. The live has ended. It is over and done with. Stay safe, bro. God bless. Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully we can hook up in February, but family first, Brent Palmer. Yes, yeah. I will be out in Feb. I'll be there with the family, and I will still be working while I'm there. So no stress. We'll make a plan. we'll have fun. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, thank you for watching the Triple T Special Edition Saturday. Super huge thanks to Vandy, Bape and Tony B Projects for sending us this super cool device. And Tony, well done, mate. Flippin' stellar. Absolutely stellar. I'm very jealous that I didn't get my version out before you. Maybe I'll still work on it. Maybe I don't have to because you've cracked the code, my friend. But yeah, thank you very much. Everyone stay safe out there. Remember to keep on vaping.